It seems like it's so much more than just a fighting game. So remember when I was saying fighting games have to transcend if they want to survive? Like, transcend. And then, yeah, the music, right? Latin pop, right? The music is great. This genre, I don't, yeah, it's a genre, right? This genre and the culture and everything it's authentic. I like it. I like it. I like how they styled this in kind of like a UFC like way, because it's really authentic in that sense. Like, you could tell that they are really trying to bring in UFC people. They're trying to bring in, with the Latino audience, they're trying to really bring in people who would think something like this is cool in the right way, if that makes sense. Because there's times where a game is just like, we just want our game to be for everyone. And they're like, no, we want our game to be for people who like fighting and people who like this kind of like vibe. I feel like people who buy UFC and like WWE on a yearly release would see this trailer and be like, okay, I'm in. And then even the people who like games like Mafia and Yakuza would see this and be like, I'm in. That's the kind of vibes that I'm getting. I'm getting so much here. I'm getting like the wholesome, like, Yakuza vibes, the UFC vibe. They're blending genres is kind of what it seems like right now.
Are we talking about your ex?
It even feels GTA-like in a sense. Like the way that they're sitting here having a conversation, you could tell me this was a GTA cutscene and I would believe you. You could tell me. You could be like, oh yeah, this is a leaked GTA and I'll believe you.
Hey, I've got an idea for you.
Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then also look at the details on them. Look at the details. The person who said this is A-Train, timeout. Timeout. Take 5, bro. Take 5. Bro said, is that A-Train? Take 5. So this is pretty cool because it's this guy who's running some kind of underground fight ring, and he's probably into some shady business. If I had to just take a guess, this is just a crazy guess, right? We love guessing. This guy probably wants Cello to throw the fight, and Cello doesn't throw the fight. And then therefore he loses out on a lot of money and he sends his goons to kill him. If I just had to take a simple guess as to what could possibly be happening, but we won't know. It's just fun to guess.
Kill them all.
Kill them all. Yeah, you can see he kind of gives the order there. Kill them all. So something goes wrong with that fight. Something goes wrong with that fight.
Hey, it's me.
This game is gonna look incredible, because if you look at the way that the rain is hitting, the visuals, and then like if the stages looks like this, and if it's like that, it's gonna be magnificent. What happened? What are you saying, Lee Denson? Yeah, so there's a hit out on him, right? And what's crazy about this too is that this is all gameplay. So it's not like Tekken 8, where Tekken 8 is just cutscenes and then you fight someone. This one has more of a, world feel to it.
There he is.
Like, look, they spot him, and then this is gameplay. This is gameplay. And the reason why this is so incredible is because the developers would have built out the whole game to be this way, where you're moving through a world like this, right? And that just makes the experience so much more than just a fighting game. If they put this amount of effort into the story, I can only imagine what the online component will look like for this game. So that's incredible. I mean, look at this, right? I wonder how much of this is controlled and how much of this is like cutscenes, because it looks like gameplay, but what happens if, how like there's the one game, you guys probably know the game, where like, how it's the one game where it's kind of a cutscene, but then you press the button at the right time and then it triggers a thing. If you don't press that button, you fall. Like, what if this is it? This could be that type of thing where you press X and then he jumps. If you don't press X, he runs into it, right? So there's potential is basically what I'm saying. There's potential.
You fucked with the Chinese mafia.
The Chinese mafia. The Chinese mafia. That's who's after him. So this is really cool too. I love the cinema photography. This is something that I highlight a lot because it's the subtle parts that make it also incredible. Like this shot here of the cigarette dropping and then him stepping on it, it just signals a type of like power, and it just signals a type of like authority, right? And notice, look, if we really want to get down to it, notice the movement of left to right. That's kind of like how you tell the progression of a story in a sense, right? I love that. And then this guy is running. I love the grab on the pole and then swing around. Just that simple athleticism kind of highlights that this is like a martial arts game type of thing. He's probably running home, right? He's probably running. That looks like a fighting arena. So he jumps off of that, and then he lands, and then yeah, fighting arena. So let's get a look at this aerial
The
thing.
Chinese mafia.
Because what I wonder is, so this is let's try again. I want to get a clear look of it. Okay, so I wonder if this will be the type of thing where the stages that are featured in story becomes the stages that are featured in the gameplay itself. And just considering the leak that we saw where they were fighting in this kind of like urban what do we know where this is taking place? Because it was like an urban South American type of city, like a favela, like I don't know what word to use to describe it, but it just from that one leak alone, it seems like these stages will transition to the actual, multiplayer side of things. So this may be a multiplayer stage. It could be or it could not be. But anyway, it looks magnificent. The red lighting, the rain, the darkness. I personally would like this. Something else that I want to highlight too is the music that's playing in the background of all of this. This is pretty good. And I know that they were playing music that was kind of, they were playing, I could be wrong, but they were, it seemed like they were playing like artists, like real life artist music. But this song sounds like it could be something that they created themselves. So that's pretty cool. Wow. Did you guys catch that the first time? So uppercut. So jab, jab, uppercut. And then he does this huge kick into wiring. So this is where I would ask you guys the question, just to clarify, because I think the answer is yes. But Virtua Fighter is the game where you could kick people off the stage and get ring outs, right? I know Soul Calibur you could do it. I believe DOA and Virtua Fighter, all three have ring outs to it, right? So this might be a different type of ring out where you necessarily don't just fall off the stage into a puddle of water. There may be new type of ring outs where you fall into electricity and get shocked and died, right? So this may be like a example. DOA, okay, DOA don't, okay. Yeah, I always get confused whether or not DOA and Virtua Fighter, I always get confused with those two. So, yeah. So this may be a new type of ring out where instead of just kicking someone off the floor, off the stage onto the floor, or off the stage into water, you may now kick them into obstacles like electric wiring and whatnot. So that's just a cool element. And yeah, I like that because look at them. So that's cool. And it's also brutal. It's brutal in nature. So I wonder what kind of age rating. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet or not. So now they're fighting inside a bar or like a shop or something. And once again, you got to ask the question, are these stages that you will see in the game itself? Or are these story exclusive stages? Because with the story being as complex as it is, some of these will just be story and some of them will be gameplay. But I mean, if you look at all the stuff that you could collide into, it looks pretty awesome, right? This table fall in the background, that table collapses. It looks pretty great. The flower face back there is moving. So it's awesome. And then this wall right here breaks. Wall's flat. Quick question. Well, the question was going to be, is this a real character? But I don't think this is a real character. I think this is just a generic NPC. But they look so detailed and so like so much work was put into them. It would make you think that this is like a real playable character, right? At least that's what I would just say, but I don't know if it is or not. So wooden fence, dirt. You can see people hanging out over the top of this. Would this be some fight area, like an underground tournament area, or would this be this one? I don't know. It's hard to tell what's happening here because it's an audience and it's a fence. So this may be a part of the tournament. And look at the metal barring back there. So this may be a part of whatever tournament he's in. Yeah. See, this is the tournament. And then this is a cinematic body slam. That's cool. That's real cool. And then look at that. Bop, bop, bop. Ooh! All right, that's good. That's good. So who's getting rocked right here, huh? Okay, so so this is his restaurant that he was in just a second ago, and he ran, I'm assuming, all the way back here. They chased him here, and he's beating up the people who are chasing him, right?
One more movement, I'll cut her fucking head off. All right.
Okay, so you have swearing, and so this is probably going to be mature or whatever the rating is, because yeah, it's like it's going there, right?
Just take it easy.
And then this is the other girl. Can you guys tell me her name, please? So she throws off the ribbon, she puts down the groceries, and she gets busy. Fire. Hit it. Aura. Hit it. Aura. That's fire. That's a pose right there. That's nice. That's good. And then look at all of them in the background. This is cool. I love this. I love this.
You're...
Madam Sue?
Madam Sue? No, that's not Sarah. It's not Sarah, huh? Okay.
You play the part of a fighter, but you are lacking in kung fu.
Pow?
Rise over the cries, city of blood, sweat, and survivor.
I love this music, bro. I love it. I love the music. I love it, bro. 10 out of 10. That is aura. It has so much of a sense of soul to it.
In kung fu.
Rise over the cries, city of blood, sweat, and survivor.
That song has so much soul in it. So much soul. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Lives rolling like dice.
So also Virtua Fighter Crossroads, but the V and the I is highlighted. So is it Virtua Fighter 6 Crossroads or is it Virtua Fighter Crossroads?
Once you're inside.
Because even this video is titled just Virtua Fighter Crossroads. So it doesn't seem like it's officially titled Virtua Fighter 6, but they are paying homage to that. It's like an unconfirmed 6. Because, you know, Dell, the developer, was here telling us that when they title a game like a number, it's harder for new people to get into it. And I kind of can attest to that a little bit with other things where, you know, when I hear there's 16 Final Fantasies, I'm like, oh my God. When I hear there's 9 Resident Evils, I'm like, all right, so I know kind of these characters, but it's a lot to get into it. And then, like, I don't want to just be that guy who just turns on Resident Evil 6 and pretends like I'm a huge fan. Like, oh yeah, look, it's Leon. So when you add those numbers on it, it does kind of, you know, it does kind of like change it a little bit. So maybe that's why they got rid of the true number in a sense, but they're still paying homage to it there. And honestly, I kind of agree with that idea. That concept of like the number can scare people even holds true in YouTube. In YouTube, it's people don't really do YouTube series anymore. You know how it's like Minecraft Survival Series 312. People were going to be uninterested to watch because they feel like it's been so much done already, and they will be picking up. Like, they would click on 312 and you're underground mining for diamonds, and they feel like they missed so much of it. How'd you get down there? Is this your first time? They would have so many questions, and instead of answering those questions, let me just go experience something new for the first time. So I like that concept because it exists in everything, and games would be no different.
Who's Pai Chan?
And what I loved about this part, because they are blending the two. They're blending the two, the one element where it's like the fans of this series would know. Like, you guys would have that reaction like, oh my God, that's Pai Chan, right? And then someone like me who kind of has a rough memory of it all, I'm over here asking whether or not DOA or Virtua Fighter was the one that had ring outs. Like, it's kind of capturing both of our reactions in a sense.
Pai Chan.
You guys say that's Pai Chan, and I'm like,
Who's Pai Chan?
right? So I love that. I love the element of how they're for the people who know a lot about the series, it's like so much detail in there. It's so much heart in there. But for the people like me who experienced it a long time ago and forgot, it's like or you never experienced it at all. It's just trying to do so much, and I think it's a beautiful trailer. I think it's incredible. This is probably the best thing that they could have done to give them a good look. And I hope that this trailer gets a lot of views. I hope that they reach a lot of success because they put a lot of money into this, and this is probably the best opportunity a 3D fighting game is going to get in quite some time. Tekken had that, but we see what turned out with that. DOA is the next opportunity, but if this game doesn't do well, we could probably guess what will happen with DOA because this looks incredible. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.